The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, has declared the suspension of Chairmen and Vice Chairmen of the 18 local government areas in Edo State as illegal and unconstitutional. The AGF, who spoke to journalists in Abuja Thursday, stressed that removing from office or suspending any elected local government official in the country was the prerogative of councillors in the said LGA. The Justice Minister said his position was based on the July 11 judgment of the Supreme Court that granted autonomy to the 774 LGAs in the country. He said his initial reluctance to react to the development was because he wanted to know the basis upon which the LGA officials in Edo State were reportedly suspended. The Edo State House of Assembly suspended the chairman and vice chairman of the LGAs for 2 months over the alleged gross misconduct and insubordination. The Assembly directed the council leaders to hand over to the legislative leaders of their respective local governments. Well, let's now bring in John Akerele from Saitama in Japan. John, you've run for office in the past. What do you make of this latest story? Shall we call it either a face-off, or what would you rather term this one?
Thank you for having me. Good morning to our viewers and everybody. I think for me, it also shows to you again the angle that our judicial system is taking. And I want to say kudos to Mr. Fagbemi for putting the record straight. I think the legal advisors of Mr. Governor Monday Okpewolo are in the best position to advise him on the present day terms and conditions as regards local government autonomy. As you know, the Supreme Court earlier, later this year, gave a verdict that local government autonomy is a standing order. And so that gives that right for local government chairman that the only people that can impeach a local government chairman or take them out of office are the councillors that are elected through the local government autonomy structure. And so a governor cannot single-handedly take out a local government chairman. Why? Because the governor never, imposed the local government chairman on the people. Rather, the people voted for the local government chairman the same way Mr. Governor was voted for in the general election. And so they should understand separation of power. There is a state and there is also a local government. And so all of these things, everybody stands as an entity on their own. The state government stands as an entity on its own. The local government stands as an entity on its own. That's why I see that with this local government autonomy, they get their allocation directly from the federal government without interference of the state. And so at this point in time, it is just separation of power that have been in the constitution over the years, but have not been effective. But now, looking at the Supreme Court pronouncements, it is now a settled case that local government can stand on their own. And so what happened in Edo State, for me, I think it's too early for Mr. Monday Okpewolo to start on this kind of note. So for me, he should talk to his legal advisors, he should talk to his lawyers, and they should advise him properly. And also, a sound warning also to the NJC. There are some of the lawyers who are at this point in time know the right thing to do and rather mislead their client. And I think such lawyers also should be sanctioned and then should be called to order rather than bringing a show of shame to our judicial system.
Well, great points there being shared. Anyway, let's quickly thank you for your time, and thanks so much for sharing your thoughts with us here on News Now. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.